have so many ultimates for FNF esports. How do you negate this? Because you have a Brimstone ult and you have a Breach ult from their side of GAG0 Bros, and realistically, what you can do to work with that is to attack B, and that would be to possibly use the Brimstone ult to stop the defuse, or you have the Breach ult to just take side. They might want to save that though, because the Killjoy has her lockdown, and Cadillac's might get the timing onto bypass here into Dish. Considering she's this close, he does not. Now, that's pulled so many rotations. Little Bianca does get the trade onto Cadillac's, but everyone's here to hold on to site. GAG0 Bro still pushing through. 2 of the ultimates still available, never mind. Brimstone does go down. 2 immediate trades coming out from GAG0 Bros. That Brave ult is ready to rip. YTFK is not caught by it though, in tower. Drops down, has an op to retake. Switches guns with 7 bullets. The flash does not connect because of the jet smoke. And it's just left onto the jet. Position is known. Flash comes out at the wrong time. Completely blind, just flying around trying to get the pick. Vandal against Classic. Ruby does get the last kill and even gets the defuse. Now they have to pick that op up. But what did I just watch? Just completely blind, all the timing differences. And yet, FNF still comes on top with 5-0 on the board. Nothing yet. No response yet from GAG0 Bros. The Jimmy left on 0 kills. That's unfortunate. Little Bianca on the other hand, it's a bit of a Reyna diff. Just a little bit. 10-2. And the op is saved. Ruby doesn't have a gun, but that should be solved by just possibly landing a gun over. YTFK does have the Blade Storm available. You also have the Killjoy lockdown and the Brimstone ult still ready to use. While you also have more ultimates available on the side of GAG0 Bros. Early pick onto bypass from the Jet. And there goes a lockdown. In sewers. Trying to get control. But the Jimmy's left on 5 HP. Someone has to assist this raid and get a kill. Op is now heard. They have to leave a counter Killjoy ult as they rotate back to A. Now Iz does take Little Bianca off. Jet smoke just a delay. Plant does go down. Aftershock tries to clear it, but it's way too deep. Never mind, gets a pick onto Adzur. They know where the Jet is, but the rest of the team is rotating over. Cadillac's does get no cam. Ruby does not know where to look. Too many positions to clear, and there goes the op save. They heard it, and now they possibly want to chase it down. Everyone's pretty much left the side. How do they do this? Jet trying to break the crosshair placement. They know exactly where she's holding. Runs into Arcade. I'm sure they'll hear this, but do they consider she's gone to sewers? Now they very much know it's a save. But if you want to hunt this Jet down, you gotta be careful. Does see the Brimstone. Still gets a pick. Cadillac's trying to race to get that trade. Never mind. Doesn't want to risk losing the gun. Their eco is not that great, so that is a good call. And the Jet, well, she's close to her Blade Storm once again for the attacking side. While the rest of the team on FNF actually, they have to save. They had to save that op, and they've lost all the rest of their guns. Hopefully, they don't get thriftied. GAG0 Bros, that would be terrible. Flash to come out, stops the Jet from aggressing and taking an early pick with the operator. They know where she's holding, but she just rotates all the way back to, well, another smoke. Good luck. Brimstone to come out and clear the site. The Jimmy gets picked off. Attacking Jet just trades it out, but Iz dies to the Killjoy molly. The rest of the team, they're still healthy. They're able to take the site, but how else do you work with this? The Breach now with an operator on the defending side. Molly does miss, does not clear out the angle entirely, but one is holding from tower. Nice headshot from NoCam onto the attacking Jet, while one holds from Arcade. They know one's in tower. Adzor does get the peek off of the turret, and there goes the Brimstone ult just to cover it completely, but that Brimstone ult is dangerous. Cadillac's now with a repeak and gets 2 for their post plant. Well played from the side of GAG0 Bros. That's what I'd like to see. They have a much stronger composition now, even if it's a mirror matchup. They know how to play these agents, and they are working well with what they have. The only ultimate now for them is the Blade Storm, but that shouldn't be much of a problem because their eco is looking healthy compared to the side of FNF Esports. Well, you still have that Rolling Thunder for Ruby, but we're gonna have to see how this works. Ruby is holding A, so if they ever opt to play for retake instead of aggressing, fast push onto Jet. Little Bianca doesn't get an early pick onto Cadillacs, but then here it is. So much footsteps in Sands. This is an easy breach ult. Ruby does get a pick onto Jimmy. Little Bianca another onto Jet. A third onto Adzor, and it's all up to Iz, who is left on tower. Well, the rest of their team, YTFK running over. Little Bianca does get a 4K, and it is over. It is 6-2 for FNF Esports. I was expecting the Rolling Thunder to come out from all that pressure onto Sands, but apparently not. It's held onto, and now you still have that ultimate available, while the rest of GAG0 Bros, they have to build up those ults quite fast if they want to. They need to farm up those ult orbs, while YTFK does get the Jimmy really early again. Another A push coming out, well, Cadillacs does try to get picks onto B. No cam there to receive, but does not consider that someone's all the way from there. Here's the footsteps. YTFK does get the denial on the Blade Storm. Cadillac's flank actually works out, and they know where the Jet was. They've taken note of this. She was holding from Dish, and now she has to retake 1v3. The Killjoy is low, but there's a turret. That's information.
Spike planted.
She can smoke this out, but it's still information. Breach Stun comes out, tries to dash away, but actually gets caught, and the Aftershock is there. Cadillacs goes down as a third kill from YTFK. Ads are holding close.
Enemy remaining.
YTFK considers it. Updraft onto side, just dashes. They don't know where this Brimstone is, but she knows he has the ult. Knows it's fake. Now it comes out. Does not have the dash available to deny it. 18 left. 18 HP left for YTFK.
Here.
Still does not know where Iz is holding. And here he comes. Uses a Sheriff to clean it up. Third round for GAG0 Bros. Well played with the Brimstone ult. Doesn't even die to the spike. That's well done. And their eco still looking pretty good on the side of GAG0 Bros, while you also have the Birkin buy from the side of FNF, but the Jet has her Blade Storm. Now, I want to see this have a lot of aggressive impact. Hopefully, a pair with a Breach, the Breach running over to B. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a play from the two agents. But the rest of GAG0 Bros, they're just opting to go to A instead, while Cadillacs is trying to apply pressure again into B. Little Bianca, Empress, out, but she's gone. Iz with a wall bang headshot. The rest of the team rotates over, making noise with the door. There goes a Breach flash, but no one's there to receive it. Cadillacs deep in their spawn. Do they consider she's all the way here? Again, the timing from Killjoy to another. There goes Cadillacs, picks off no cam. The Jimmy gets to get YTFK off the screen. Ruby does trade it out, but it is now a 1v4, and the Rolling Thunder also available. So if anything goes sour, that's available. Bypass does get a pick onto the Jet, but the Jimmy cleans it up. 3K. Good job. That is now you gotta let the Reyna cook. I feel like a lot of people in Iron to Diamond Well, we all know this. We do get mad at Reynas, especially when they insta-lock. These two were the insta-lock Reynas we all kind of despise. But you gotta let the Reyna cook, right? You've gotta let her do her thing, and try to figure out how the enemy team moves. It is now an eco round coming out from FNF Esports, 6-4, while B has so much going on. There goes the lockdown going into sewers. They have to exit the site. Is ready to smoke for the team. Smokes go down. Jet gets picked onto YTFK. The Jimmy onto Little Bianca. We want this Reyna to cook. Empress now active for the attacking Reyna, while the rest of the team tries to retake past Brim Smoke because they're very annoying. Tries to get a pick into the Jimmy, but nice double peek coming out just to try and get that trade if everyone goes down. But the Jimmy ready. Bypass left alone in Canteen. They don't consider he's behind that Brim Smoke. The Jimmy still gets the flick. Empress with the 3 kills. It is now 6-5. Still in favor of FNF, but realistically, this is probably a 6-6, and it is an even score. Another close game for this matchup. Again, this is just another hint. We'd like a map 3. I would love a map 3. These teams are battling it out to the very last point. And yeah. Especially if you go into Ascent, where it is a pretty, well, quote-unquote vanilla map. I'd love to see who comes out on top. Lil Bianca with an early pick onto Cadillacs. While the rest of GAG0 Bros, they try to take point into A, but Lil Bianca's left on so little health. Bypass holding that close angle in Dish, but they don't want to commit to this. Operator now heard from YTFK. Jet does get a pick onto Bypass. That angle is now clear. Little Bianca, you gotta be careful. Barely any health. 1 HP for the attacking Jet, and they just completely dip from the A side. NoCam still holding from tower. They know something's up. Lockdown being considered, but there goes the Rolling Thunder. Stun goes perfectly into tower. And, well, that's unfortunate. NoCam does get a turret kill onto the Jet. Adzer also goes down. And there's a defender killjoy. Now it's much harder to enter. It's a 3v2. And the operator still into play. NoCam with a 3rd kill now onto the Jimmy, and YTFK just cleans it up. Easy op shot. Looks away for a second actually, but then just, flicks back, says, well, they can't go anywhere else. It is now 75. Is the end of the first half on Fracture. I'd love to see GAG0 Bros come back, play a defensive side much better. As I mentioned, I would love to see as well the differences between Killjoy setups for the two teams, but it seems to be that B is the favored position for Killjoy, and instead of A, we have the breach on B. So I think it's just going to be 2 holds from tower, while the rest of the team is just elsewhere. You have the Brim in the middle, just waiting to smoke things out on Cole. And now Jet, Reyna holding from Dish, so YTFK, first blood onto the defending Jet. The Jimmy though, they don't consider that she's on tower. Does get a headshot onto Little Bianca. Oh no, you don't want your utility out in that situation. YTFK with a 2nd kill into Adzer. But the Jimmy's out there to trade. Doesn't get a 3rd kill onto Ruby, but that's damage, pretty much. The rest of the defenders left to retake. Drop heard. Stun is way too far to be considered. Flash is beautiful. Bypass. And Ruby. 1 kill each. It is now 8-5. That's a pistol round going their way. When you're defending on Fracture, how do you do this against, well, pretty much a strong buy? You've got Spectres coming out, maybe a Bulldog. would you? I think a tower hold would be realistic, and you play with shotguns. But this team knows how to run it down. FNF know how to roll over sites, and it seems to be a B push. So here we go. Heavy B presence here from main, none from arcade. But the breach stun is good, gets everyone pretty much. Flash ready to go out. Sees, here's a jet dash. And he has to back out immediately. He can't really keep staying there.
Here.
YTFK ready to receive. No cam does get Adzer. While Cadillacs tries to reaggress through arcade. Little Bianca with a second kill.
Last player
Just
standing.
entering their site, YTFK with another. And it's all down to Cadillacs. But no one looks her way. Alarm bot gives it away, but no cam. Ready. They're all just ready. They're not even staying on the site. They're running it down in their spawn. Just saying, well, it's ours now. Go away. That was well played from the side of FNF Esports. It is now currently 9-5. Looks like a rough game for GAG0 Bros. The Jimmy, though, has been doing good. Just has to work with, well, that. Defending Jet does get an early pick. There's another one ready to receive the Jimmy with another onto YTFK. Bypass does go down, and now it's 2v5. But you have to consider, this is technically still a bonus coming out from FNF Esports. Their economy is still very much healthy. And, well, they're slowly creeping back into B, but Adzer's here. They still have a turret. If anything happens, he swings off it. Fortunately, gets Cadillacs. But they do have a good read. They're veering back into B. That smoke goes down at the perfect time. Another flash to go out. They've mollied themselves out, essentially, from the side. 37 seconds left. And, yeah. They don't really have anywhere else to go because look at Little Jimmy. Well, not Little Jimmy. Oops,
Right
I got it mixed up. The Jimmy has aggressed all the way into B main. Is now looking at the right way. No cam, but even with a crosshair there, no cam wins that fight. 16 seconds left. Attacker Killjoy comes down. Adzer has to take this fight, wins it, and the spike is now down in tower. Rip Herd don't even need it to leave the lockdown. 3 players detained. Well, that's intentional. Adzer just clears it up. Well played. That was a good read off of GAG0 Bros. Especially how they knew that the call was given 100% from the Jimmy that they were going to reaggress into B because he's just pushed all the way through A main and yeah. Jimmy now going into him. A dish. Little Bianca does lose to an Ares. Cadillac's chunked down, but Bypass does get a pick onto the Jimmy and dish. While the rest of the team from FNF try to go into A main. Jet with barely any health does die on site trying to defend it. Cadillac's another pick, but is traded out by Bypass. Adzor to answer. It's now a 2v2 with a Jet pretty much low in health. No ultimates available to retake. But they're playing together. They're deciding to go through the doors. Flash is ready for that. Alarm bot does get the information. But no cam is lost, looking at the wrong way. Both of them are going through the door, and now it's just a Jet left. Do they consider she's on top? Surely they hear the footsteps. Adzer is too smart for it. Does kill YTFK, and that's a defuse coming for GAG0 Bros. It is now 9-7. Another close gap between the two teams. They're getting better. They need to cook. And I love the readjustments. And I love the reads coming out from GAG0 Bros. Unfortunately, NoCam was considering that someone else would be attacking from A main, but both of them aggressed from the doors, so that's unlucky. FNF now on an eco, pretty much a broken buy. There's a slight hero rifle in the form of a bulldog. Just a fast approach onto A side. Bypass does get the first blood onto the Jimmy. YTFK trying to clear the top of side. Does kill the spike carrier. But they do have side control. Cadillacs with a timing onto Lil Bianca. She's heard the footstep. Off angle now being held, but loses the fight. Lockdown now available for Cadillacs. While YTFK peeking with a frenzy. Optimistic, but Ruby left with a bulldog. Gets the second kill. Unlucky, cannot get the third onto Cadillacs. That is a full retake from GAG0 Bros. It is now 9-8. And, well, Adzur does get the Rolling Thunder out of this. So you have 4 ultimates available for each side. And that's going to spell chaos, in my opinion. You have Breach, you've got Brimstone, you've got Killjoy. It's a matter of trading these ults now. Because you use the Brimstone ult, if you can't deny the defuse or zones of the map, then you're going to have to deny that Killjoy ult. And that might as well be a win for the side of GAG0 Bros in that sense, because you still have so much to work with on the defending side. While if you lose your Brimstone ult on the side of FNF, well, not much you can do here. Cadillacs with another early pick onto Lil Bianca. Bypass waiting though for the trade. But there's a repeat from Adzur. Good trade coming out. It's 4v3. The Killjoy lockdown no longer available, but they do have the Breach ult. Adzur, you gotta get up, man. A lot of noise being cut. The Jimmy dismisses, but well, I mean, you don't dismiss for anything. Maybe trying to get more information into sewers, but misses the timing. Reconsiders it. Does get into contact. YTFK sharp aim coming out. Now it's a 3v2. Defending Jet. Reaggressing. Does see the Jet. Just decides to run away. Fakes it. But they know exactly where she might be holding. YTFK. Too smart for it. Now you've got the GAG0 Bros rotating over. Left. They know A side's completely open, but you've got those 2 strong ultimates coming out. Is ready to do it, but has smokes out at the wrong time. Just runs away with the iPad. Denies, well, doesn't deny it.
1 enemy remaining.
Ads are completely caught off guard. There goes the Brimstone ult, but it misses a sight because they decided to plant off an angle. YTFK now with the 4K. Now I was thinking, you know, that Brimstone ult could easily deny the plant, but it's not on the site itself. It's outside. It's a much more open plant. And now GAG0 Bros have to deal with a broken buy, Cadillacs with a hero rifle, and a full buy coming out for FNF Esports. It is now 10-8. I kind of want to see a timeout for GAG0 Bros here. They need to reconsider how they approach these early picks. While it is good that they're taking the first bloods, it's not really playing out when it gets to retaking and pretty much just taking control of the map again. Heavy A push again. Wow, oh no. The knives whiff onto Little Bianca. Cadillacs though with a trade onto Bypass. There goes the Brimstone. The air is good. Little Bianca with a wall bang onto Jimmy. Well, YTFK makes a distraction onto Tower. It is a bit of a broken buy, so they can just pretty much concede this round. Adzur flanking, but Little Bianca's the timing. The Stinger does get so much value now. It's a 1v3, 1v2. Make it completely stunned up. No cam holding that angle, but Cadillac's just trying to get there. is good for a 3K, and it's now 10-9. Another close game. Yeah, post plants for the side of FNF, it's still pretty powerful. You've got the Brimstone and the Breach ult still available. You've also got the Bladestorm and the Empress, but I wouldn't say those are for retaking. They're just for taking picks, and yeah. They're on a broken buy, actually. They're on an eco. Only one Guardian for the side of FNF, while the eco is starting to get healthy for GAG0 Bros. They're ready to receive Cadillacs again with the first blood onto Little Bianca. Contact. But a lot of noise is actually caught from this. No one's giving away too much. And Brimstone again in a middle position. Just to smoke out whenever the call is given. Cadillac's below half health. And there's a Brimsmoke to come down. At the right time as well, because they're re-aggressing into B. Ads are ready to receive though. And I'm seeing that. That's a Rolling Thunder ready to go. But no. Flash does come out. Bypass does get a pick onto Cadillacs. No cam.
30 seconds
Dies
left.
to Adzer. Adzer good for a second. Runs out of bullets. But YTFK to trade. It's 3v1, but essentially nothing to work with here. And the defending Jet with the final pick onto YTFK. Good job. Then they completely avoided the retake. Just picking everyone off. Taking advantage of that broken buy. And yeah, keeping their ultimates, honestly. They've only used their Brimstone ult on the side of FNF. They still have the Rolling Thunder, and they need to do something with this. It is a very close game. It is currently 10-10. Oh. They need to do something. That Bladestorm is still also available, but I'm assuming it might only be used for an eco round. The Jimmy with a wallbang headshot onto Lil Bianca. Tries to get another pick, completely dips. Actually, gets another. YTFK is down. Bladestorm denied. Bypass though. 3 HP left. But they still have that Rolling Thunder on both sides. Anything goes sour for GAG0 Bros. They have that available. Noise is caught. But the Jimmy's still looking at the right way. Cadillac's ready to receive in arcade. He's very low. He's only 3 HP. There he goes. No smokes left for the side of FNF. While the rest of GAG0 Bros still have a really good read on this. How do you enter this? Even if you use a Rolling Thunder, there's so much utility to deny the entry. And they're playing such deep positions on A, just left to retake if ever.
Left.
They're opting for a save, I'm pretty sure. There's no way you can actually work off this. So they're just going to be holding from sewers, and no one to actually, well, aggress into that.
10 seconds left.
Yep, just crouch spam. Just crouch spam in sewers. That's the last thing you can do for this save, really. And that's the only thing you can. Realistically. Well played round. Now at an advantage. GAG0 Bros has 11 rounds to their name. And yeah, they're doing their defense side really well here. This was 7-5 a while ago. And for the eco of FNF, it's not looking great. If they lose this round, it's pretty much over. Even with the lockdown available for GAG0 Bros, it looks like a map 3 to me. Well, they just have to win this particular round, and yeah. Fast push again going into A main. No one opting to go through the doors. Sands is just blocked out by smoke. But they're holding back. That molly just denies the lockdown in that D position. They have to wait for a bit. Is crosses onto side. But he can get picked off when that lockdown goes down. Had a good read. Does take down no cam. Ruby with a trade. It's now 2v4. Attacker Killjoy. Ult is still down. But they know exactly where Little Bianca is. Defending Jet trying to get that pick right before the detain happens. Adzor though, holding that flank. Does she even consider? He's holding this angle. Adzor, good shot onto Little Bianca. It is now 12 to 10 match point for GAG0 Bros. And as I said, the eco not looking great for FNF. They do have the Blade Storm, but they have to let that Jet do her thing. They need to support that Jet in getting the picks. It looks rough now for FNF. GAG0 Bros really stepping it up. Double digits across the board as well for GAG0 Bros. Yeah, from Ruby to clear a side or to even deny a post plant because, well, they can't even get a post plant. Alarm bot gives off information. Bypass goes down and Cadillac just dips. There's another one in arcade. Little Bianca does get a kill and kills the lockdown. Does get a heal. Adzor almost dying to the site, but does pick up Little Bianca. Rolling Thunder coming out. Now a 1v4 and it is over. We're going to map 3, 13 to 10. GAG0 Bros against FNF Esports. This is going to Ascent, guys. Here it is. Y'all wanted it. I wanted it. Map 3. We're gonna take another quick break, and we'll be back with the action on Ascent. See you soon.
Gila. An. Si ini kemana? Si Ojan.
Basket deh.
Masih ada pertandingan lagi satu.
Mujihawa. Kibat dia. MPL siapa main?
2 menit tuh.
Hah? Langsung login nggak?
2 menit. Login aja.
Oke. Pakai Bianca kan? Masih. Last game 3.
Lagi live.
Bau banget. Ayo gua bau. Rubet.
Kekurangan kita yang bilang selalu backup. Susah banget. Oh, itu kan.
Usahaan. Sabar dulu.
Enggak teman jangan selalu ngepick sendiri kayak teman lagi itu langsung backup.
Ya sabar tadi ngepicknya.
Enggak kebanyakan dari tadi gitu. Gue lihat kurangannya.
Wait. Tadi kalau mau kayak agresif tabrak langsung tabrak. Killjoy-nya nangkap orang mulu. Esen. Siapa Esen?
Atau itu
10.
7.
Oh, Rem Andi.
Sama 13 10.
Ini defending dulu nih.
Bah,
Hei,
semangat bah.
siap. Semangat tadi semangat.
Hah?
Gua bukan baru ya. Lu pakai WhatsApp. Pegel pakai bang WhatsApp.
bener.
Nyata. Menit. Lu di mana? Coba. Tuh, makan dua. Hello? Taruh situ biarin dulu. Taruh situ biarin dulu.
Play. Halo.
Ya.
Bang.
Yap, sip.
Temenin aku, Bah.
Sen.
Mau smoke-nya apa?
Break.
Smoke-nya gak? Kasih tahu yang mana aja. Kan ya.
Awal game.
Oh.
Alright, welcome back again, everyone, to the NiQ Community Cup. It's the Iron to Diamond tournament, and it is currently on map 3. 1 point for each team, FNF versus GAG0 Bros, and yeah, we're going to map 3 Ascent. So I'm excited to see this. We had a massive comeback from a 5-0 and Fracture from GAG0 Bros. They just completely demolished 13-10, and that's a same scoreline pretty much on Pearl from FNF. They went 13-10, and yeah, we should be going into the next map soon. I'm excited to see this. I'm expecting a Jet to come out, more operator plays. As for the controller, we're going to probably see a variety, either Omen or Astra. I'm 100% sure there will still be a Killjoy. If not a Killjoy, a Cypher. And as for the initiators, Sova is stable, unless you opt for the Fade, maybe a KO, maybe a double initiator or a double duelist. And yeah. As we go into agent selection, we do have hovers coming out, but nothing really finalized yet. They're considering the Jimmy going back on Reyna. And wow. That's a new look on Ascent. We're going to opt for the Sage. Cadillac does lock it in, while the rest of the others still deciding what to do. I'm looking at that Jet hover, and another Reyna pick again. Bypass was a controller, but now going into Duelist. This is going to be a new look for Bypass here, while NoCam going from the Sentinel role, considering going for Brimstone. While we do have another look, we do have Lil Bianca going onto the Killjoy, just switching over from the role from Bypass. And ooh, Neon on Ascent. I've casted it before, it's not great, but if you can pull it off, I'd love to see it. Maybe a Jet instead. as you also see the Omen being hovered on the attacking side for GAG0 Bros. Ooh, the Jet turns into a Neon last second. And there it is. Sova will be the sole initiator for each team. Reyna for both sides again. Not a mirror matchup, but we're gonna have to see how these compositions play out. Again, Neon on Ascent is not that strong unless you know how to play very differently. You know how to break the meta, as we say, and as long as that has a lot of value coming out. And what I prefer from personally from the Omen compared to Brimstone is that you have rechargeable smokes, and the Brimstone has such a limited range for how far those smokes can reach. But those smokes are annoying to deal with, especially on the defending side. Now, looks like a lot of the attackers on GAG0 Bros will be going through A main for the moment, while the rest of the team on FNF just holding such default angles for now. Reyna will be taking charge of mid, while Killjoy has a setup on B, deciding whether to go for a sheriff or he does go for the ghost, while the Jimmy tries to get early information, while the rest of the team, Neon and Bypass, have 1 kill each now left on a 4v4. The rest of the team still untouched. That Brimstone smoke goes down, but YTFK all the way pushed in bottom mid. Footsteps still being made. Just waiting out that Brimstone smoke. Well, that Sheriff is a really risky thing to pick up right now. Footsteps now heard, retreating. While the pings come out, they're considering they might go through mid link, but unfortunately not. So a dart. Does it clear out YTFK? It does not. Gets 1 pick, but is instantly traded by Adzer. NoCam another pick onto Iz. No smokes left, and NoCam with a second kill onto the Neon now. Just 1v3. All up to Adzer, who seems to be going back to A, while the rest of the team from FNF holding back, just waiting for that spike to go down. NoCam does have an idea though, holding from heaven. Might catch him off guard here, even. Adzer though. Adzer has the timing! Gets NoCam off. Just deletes him. 13 seconds left, the plan has to go down now. The rest of the team now going to go back through A.
Left.
Heaven.
Spike planted.
Here's the footstep. Dig goes on to Adzer. He's left to go down. Doesn't get the kill on the little Bianca, just left 1 HP. Defuse comes out from Ruby, and that is the first round. The pistol going to FNF Esports again. They've won all of their pistol rounds, I think. I'm not sure. I think Pearl, they've lost 1 pistol, but compared to last map, they've constantly got the pistol maps, and seems to be their strong suit. Now it's a matter of them holding on to this bonus round of theirs, their anti-eco, while, of course, GAG0 Bros, they just have to save here. They have to work with a lesser buy, just pistols. But they have a Neon, they have a Reyna, so much fast utility coming out, and it seems to be a fake with a dart going on to A, but the rest of the team going into B. Recon bot does reveal a lot into B, bypass with a pick, with a Marshall. The rest of the team, they just have to scurry their way in. That Killjoy utility is still there to deny their entry. Brimstone smokes not available in that range. YTFK getting the dink onto Cadillacs and bypass cleaning it up. YTFK trying to leer in past the Neon smoke. Reload heard. Doesn't get the kill quite onto Neon. Holds with a frenzy. NoCam ready to re-aggress. But Neon looking at the wrong time. NoCam with a Spectre kills, run and gun. Gets another kill onto Iz, and it's left to Adzer once again, who was all alone in A. Sees the Brimstone reloading, but doesn't get the kill. NoCam switches back to the Bulldog in time. 3k for NoCam, it is now 2-0. I'm not sure this Neon is the play, but again, we gotta let these agents cook. We gotta let possibly this half to end and see how they play the agent. Innocent. It's not a very popular pick at all. As they try to go back into A, the Brimstone, very annoying to deal with still, and the Marshall now holding aggressive from A main. Bypass holding the angle. Doesn't get the headshot into Neon. But there goes the Brim smoke. How do you deal with this? Do you just run through it? Do you use your flashes to go in? But Reyna's all the way in mid-link. Marshall now repositioned into tree, while the rest of the others hold from mid. Neon slides in, now Wall comes out to deny the door entry. YTFK might catch a timing onto the Jimmy, but no, he wins it! Wall broken, Heaven now left with a smoke, and the rest of the team rotate over.
Right here.
The Jimmy is picked off eventually, but is just hiding in the smoke, gets a pick onto Ruby. Wall's broken, Cadillac's watching the angle though, no cam with a trade, and is, again, the trade, Little Bianco. 83 HP on Heaven. But difficult angles to clear here.
Revealing
You've got one in hell, given away by the Sova Dart, and that is a Neon to clean it up on Heaven. That is the first round going to GAG0 Bros. That is a rifle round, and now we are going to see a proper full buy from both teams here. Except, well, because 3 people went down from GAG0 Bros, they're not able to really commit into this, and they're going to lose a lot of credits. While that was a bonus round from FNF, and, well, there's the op. It's the 4th round, and we're already seeing the operator come in from bypass. They've also got the Brimstone ult, except they've also got a lot of other ultimates coming out soon for the side of GAG0 Bros. Bypass again with a very aggressive angle in A main, and gets a pick onto Neon. No res available yet, 2 points away. So they can't get that res back. Except they don't have a healer on FNF, so they can't do anything about that really low health from bypass with an operator. Now repositioned back into tree again. Smoke comes out, blocks Arena from that angle. And now they know where the op is, repositioned again. Tries to get another pick, but because of that low health, does get the wall bang shot onto bypass. YTFK now holding within the smoke. The Jimmy gets a pick onto no cam. Oh, timing almost there for YTFK. Still holding from mid. Both Lears still available. Killjoy still holding. YTFK does get the Jimmy though. Little Bianca onto Cadillac's. Adzor to trade. Recon bolt is good for the information. Doesn't get broken. They know he's on site. Adzor again left to clutch. Ruby. Oh! It is a spray transfer coming out from Adzor. It is a clutch coming out. 2-2 so far for GAG0 Bros. Look, Adzor's constantly left in clutch situations, and this time he's actually pulled it off. That spray transfer is very risky. That Reyna did not opt for the Lear in that angle. I think that would have been a really good trade right off the bat, but unfortunately, just the aggression coming out from Adzor, knowing that someone would aggress from stairs.
There.
Really good. Bypass now with a Blade Storm, ready to go into B main. Gets a headshot onto Adzor. Cadillac's does trade with Spectre, and now Rez is online. So Adzor is brought back to life. Omen repositions in the weirdest spot. Wait, no, that's in the backside. Paranoia does come out at the right time. Completely blind. Little Bianca cannot do anything with the Sheriff. Now it's a 2v5.
Last player standing.
Whiffs the Sheriff shot. Neon does get the flick onto Ruby and cleans it up. It is a flawless, well, technically flawless round for GAG0 Bros. Now 3-2. Wow. I'm wondering whether they would actually do an attacking op for GAG0 Bros, or if they would eventually do an attacking op for the side of FNF. Now, buys are still a bit weird on the side of GAG0 Bros, kind of like still holding onto that Spectre, just probably picked it up from a previous round and never got the chance to change guns. But here it is again, a main aggression. Sova Dart is broken, but by 2 people. That's a lot of gunshots heard. Brimstone smoke goes down to deny any sort of entry so far, but They're trying to break this in anyway. There's paranoia being pinged out to go through Jenny, and no one's actually biting from this. No one's rotating from the defending side. That recon board, that lineup going all the way to the side of Heaven. Paranoia's good, takes a Sova off the angle in Heaven, but doesn't really do much. Molly now goes into tree. Ruby does get the Jimmy though. And that Brimstone ult can still deny that plant. Is a bit too late though. Cadillac's will survive, can heal herself up. Taking that other side of wall. Is good with the angle, but is completely denied. Whiffs the Spectre shots. Neon left with an overdrive. Too many targets to look at. One drops down from Heaven. That's one. But as the trade comes in from Bypass, that was really unlucky from Cadillac's. Feel like just a bit distracted from the Leer and the possibility that Heaven could be pushed, but the Spectre shots do not land. That would have been a massive kill onto the Brimstone, but it happens. It's a Spectre, and it's so much pressure being placed onto you. I don't blame them. And there it is, the attacking side now with an operator. Not on, well, a duelist, but on the controller. Wondering if that's actually going to be used at all, but no. They switched back to the Vandal. Unlucky. Omen Operator is actually very viable. I feel like people forget that's a thing, but yeah, if you don't have any quote-unquote operator agents, such as Chamber and Jet, maybe Reyna if you really feel like it. Omen is a really good substitute for it. But I like this from GAG0 bros. They're taking mid control now. They previously didn't do anything about it. Doing something, but Bypass denies that completely. The smoke just helping the wrong person here. A lot of pre-firing happening. But nothing yet. No proper aggression, no picks onto anything. But is though catches out Bypass. And yeah, Adzor trying to clear out wine here. Just trying to move back into A. It's a 4v4, but nothing much to work with other than the Empress at the moment. If Little Bianca does get a pick though, that is a lockdown available for the defending side. That smoke is constantly going into mid, just trying to flush it out. Cadillac's takes advantage of the whiffing from No Cam. Even takes another pick. Little Bianca does go down. No lockdown available. The Jimmy does get Ruby. And now it's a 1v2 retake from YTFK. No Empress available. The Jimmy still has his, and that's... Sova you also have to deal with now playing double hell. That drone will give that position away, but the Jimmy's also there. YTFK still has both Leers available though. If he opts to do it, drone does not clear him out, but he shoots it anyway. Shock dart almost landing. 2 Leers now used. Adzor almost getting caught off, but is able to get the kill onto YTFK. Now 4-3 for GAG0 bros. I like that. I like that they tried to get more mid control. No one's actually pushed through Catwalk yet. No one's really taken a successful fight onto tree until Iz did, but that was a long range fight. No one's really approached from tree. Cadillac's walking all the way up. As Sage, you've got a battle Sage. And now you've got an eco from the side of FNF. Just have to land your shots here. GAG0 bros opting to go back into B main.
Right here.
But Bypass, with an aggressive push into mid, gets a headshot onto Jimmy with a Marshall. Dart is good for the information. Does not reveal anyone though, but it is broken. That Marshall is deadly if you land your headshots. Res is available though, so it does get the Jimmy back into the fight. Trying to go back into B main, but they have so much to work here. They have the Killjoy lockdown and the Hunter's Fury available, both at backside. So how do you get into this? If the lockdown goes down, and you're committing to B, it's basically over. You have to kill them before they kill you, or you get detained. So now they realize this, they're trying to go back into mid, going to A. Bypass ready for this, so they don't consider that angle. Cadillac's just go down to Jimmy with a trade. Now they're running over to mid. Possibly a market push here. Lear does go out. They're going to have to clear this. No Cam almost getting Neon with 2 HP left. They're trying to flank the Reyna, who's left on A YTFK alone. But they hear the Neon. Headshots onto Neon. Do they know this? They're trying to fake that it's B, but the spike is now alone on A. If Adzor goes down here, they barely have any time, but thank God YTFK does get picked off by the Jimmy. Or, well, no, Adzor. That was Adzor. Sorry. But yeah, this is well played so far from GAG0 Bros. They have the correct reads, they know how to do their mid calls, and they rotate accordingly, while you're left with a Brimstone basically to anchor and spam his utility in A while the Killjoy holds from B side. But other than that, there needs to be a change here. They're doing the exact same setup every time for FNF esports, so I'd like to see an adjustment come out from them, and how else they would approach this. Because Reyna's always there waiting in mid. You always have Jet in A main, sort of playing a rotational agent, and you also have Killjoy just locking down B, but nothing else. No changes other than that. Adzor does get the first blood onto bypass. Cadillac's again not considering that angle in bottom mid. Izzo trying to get that trade, but no one's in the smoke. Just backs away from it. Tree push now there. Neon does get Ruby. A side almost clear. No Cam just hiding in that spot. Do they consider that he might be in dice? Good for the read. No Cam does go down, and now it's a 2v5. No, 2v3 retake. Door closes, but do they consider that Neon is close in tree? Lockdown is invested. Stun, good for it. Double stun coming out. Little Bianca in so much danger here. Still gets a headshot onto Neon. Now they have to leave the site. They know exactly where the Omen might be. No one's detained, but Hunter's Fury now used. Oh, that was close. Little Bianca does get a third kill, but the Hunter's Fury cleans it up. Close call. It is now 6-3 in favor of GAG0 Bros, and this seems to be what I like. This is their momentum that is preserved from Fracture all the way into Ascent, and even on the attacking side, which seems to be, well, kind of difficult for other players, especially in Iron to Diamond. But if you can dominate on the attacking side of things, especially as your first side, I think that's such a good way to avoid being gapped in terms of score and rounds. Cadillac's again holding mid. Needs to be careful with those mid pushes. The rest of the team though, holding out in B. Smoke goes down for CT. Little Bianca holding from the side itself. YTFK though peeks from market. Shock Dart does not land, and now there's so much utility. Brimstone Smoke is finally here. Cadillac's does get bypass though. They hear that rotation. Wall does go down. Cadillac's is fed up with being shot from that angle, just walls it off completely. But, well, there it is. Does team blind. No one there to actually take advantage of that though.
Spike planted.
Is not able to teleport away. YTFK though, trying to clear angles. But two people? No, Cadillac's is just holding from tree. Do they consider this? YTFK caught off guard, yes! No Cam does get a kill though. 2v2 retake.
Last player standing.
No Cam does go down to Cadillac's. That's a third kill. Ruby left alone on site with an Ares. Not a great buy. Does get a dink onto Adzor. But you still have to deal with Cadillac's on the other side.
Remaining.
Shock Dart is good for it. I don't think he has time. Ruby looking in the wrong direction. Cadillac's now with a 4K. Doesn't keep the weapon though. Well, that was such good positioning coming out from Cadillac's.
Remember that.
Oh, wow. They were so worried that Cadillacs would have rounded all the way back into heaven, but they hold on to that position in tree, and she's good for 4 kills. Again, GAG0 Bros with such good reads on where their on where the FNF players might be, how they would approach a site. Unluckily, because of the Killjoy ult the other time, they weren't able to deny it, but they still had that read. Again, with the B push initially, and barely any buys, is able to get the kill, sticks the ultimate, and the Jimmy taking advantage of those whiffed sheriff shots bypass her with a trade. It is now a 3v4 retake, with nothing basically from
Spike planted.
the side of FNF, but there's Ruby. 1 kill with a stinger, no cam trying to break that door. Position's now revealed to Jimmy though. Good for it, good for the position, good for the angle. 1 player left in CT, and the Jimmy with a 3rd kill, 8-3. Super dominant round, super dominant showing from GAG0 Bros. It's a massive score difference out from GAG0 Bros. And on the attacking side of Ascent as well. This is really concerning for the side of FNF. You might want to do more about your defending side. I know it was your eco, but something worked in those 3 rounds that got you the wins in the first place, right? Something has to change. Something has to work well for this. The Brimstone ult is available, but that's only pretty much for denying the plant. Bypass does get the neon though, and they immediately take action to just break that door, deny the A push. Res does come out, so it's back to a 5v5. Unfortunately, they don't have that same power of healing on the side of FNF, so Bypass is left with 30 HP. It is a double hold coming out from tree though. Neon, does she consider it? No cam does get the kill, but too many targets now. Cadillacs and is 1 kill each. The Jimmy onto YTFK, and now 2v3. Ruby has a timing onto Cadillacs once again on Catwalk. Does not consider that the Jimmy's there though to hold the angle for Cadillacs, and now Little Banka. What do you have to do here? It's 1v3. You don't have your lockdown. And that dart won't reveal you, but yep. The Jimmy holding now from CT, tries to circle around while the rest of the team is holding from side. He might as well get the timing here, but the Lear comes out, and it's good for it. Completely blind, he gets a 3k.
Switching sides.
9-3. Does anyone believe in the curse here? You have to root for FNF here. It is currently 3-9. And you gotta believe, again, you gotta believe in the curse if you're FNF here. This is concerning. You dominated on map 1, and then fracture your second map. You lose to a comeback. And now you're absolutely getting stomped on by GAG0 Bros. I don't know how Sage would hold. Usually, yeah, she's played in mid. But you've got the Omen set up in A, where FNF seems to be pushing for now, while the Jet tries to get any information into mid. That smoke tries to get them in a deeper angle, but that's 4 players waiting for them. They do back out. The smoke fades, but Crossfire now held. But now Neon loses it because of the consideration that someone might be pushing from the tree. Smokes go down at the wrong time. Is still good for 1. YTFK does get the trade. 3v3 now. It's a retake. Plant does go. And there are still Brimstone smokes to deal with. YTFK though going into heaven, trying to do the same tech that Is did a while ago. But the smoke fades at the wrong time. Cadillacs is good for the pick onto YTFK. No cam. All the way in main, dies to a classic. Ruby left with a ghost, too many angles. And there it is, that's a defuse. That's 10-3 for GAG0 Bros. That is now the pistol round coming out. And wow, they have to hold on to this. Come on, FNF. Well, everyone would love to see a 9-3 curse, honestly. Just like, oh yeah, we'd like to get the game into a more even scale again. We'd like to see a thrifty round come out, possibly. I've seen it before. I've casted so many thrifty rounds. It might just happen again. And if they know how to do this, especially FNF, they've had a really good thrifty round on Pearl. I'm sure they can get themselves back into this game. But it's looking dangerous with that anti-eco. Bucky for the Neon. And is with the early pick onto YTFK with a Marshall.
Scanning ahead.
Adzorm getting information, does not get tagged. Gets a wallbang headshot onto bypass off of his recon dart. And is another Marshall shot. Now the Neon just running in with a shotgun. Do they know this? Just running in. Deletes little Bianca, and they know where NoCam is with the third kill. It is now 11-3, 1 round away from match point. Oh my. I'm not sure they have that same level of read as GAG0 Bros here. They're absolutely dominating and deleting them from the game. Just is with 3 kills as Omen with a Marshall in tree. Like, if that happens, it's pretty much, well, your spirits do get down, but I'm sure FNF have something to take this game back. I do love that teddy bear. Is again holding from tree. Backs away though from the better buy coming from FNF Esports. Now Neon just holding closer with a judge. But no one's there to buy it, really. They just back out. Bypass does get a pick onto Jimmy. The damage is done though. 2 HP left, and does get the cleanup. 2 kills for Neon with a judge in A main, and it's now 3v2. You have the healer again on the side of the defenders, and the spike is even down in A main. Now does Cadillacs know that YTFK right next to them? Has to get the repeat, right?
Last player standing.
Unfortunately, YTFK does get the 3k.
There.
And again, Adzor left in a 1v2 situation. Just having to clutch things out. Smokes are still available. So he has to deal with that, or does he opt for a save here? Maybe just pick up a rifle and pretty much go, but that is a Guardian still from the last round.
Gun here.
Sees a judge that got 2 kills in A main. NoCam holding from Wine though, and it's good for it. 20 HP left, but does read that Adzor is flanking. That is a 4th round now for FNF. That was the bonus round though for GAG0 Bros. That we have to consider that. Now we have the Odin. Well, never mind. He was considering using the Odin. Adzor had it initially, but switches back to the Vandal. And a judge again for the Neon. The Overdrive is available. You also have the From the Shadows for the Omen. And yeah. We're gonna have to see how this plays out again. The judge won't get much in A for now because everyone on FNF seems to be pushing from B. Denying that information though, that smoke does come out, but Bypass is just gonna walk right through it. Drone just trying to get more information, but no one there to answer. Now it's a double hold from Tree again. A lot of noise is caught, no one's really giving away anything. Now they're clearing out those rad positions. They know this Neon likes playing with shotguns. Again, they're passive smoke. They can just walk through this because they've cleared all the close angles.
There.
They have to be careful with this judge and tree, though. YTFK might get completely baited by this. Does get the pick onto but is dead. Denies the Empress. Recon Bolt is good for getting more information. Judge just runs through. The stun comes out. The slide again. Overdrive. Double slide coming out from the Neon. Little Bianca does get Adzor, though. They have to be careful here. That Neon is super low in health. The Jimmy trying to battle it out. Cadillacs does get the spike carrier. 2v2, and that Killjoy is low in health. Reyna, Jimmy, trying to go back, but doesn't want to give his position away with that Lear. He knows that Spike is down, and they know they have to go to A. I don't think they can even plant the Spike at this point.
10 seconds left.
Cadillac
Last player
smart with it
standing.
though. That should just not die. 6 seconds left. They have to hunt her down, but she doesn't. They don't know. They don't know they're in wine. 12-4, no time left.
Healer.
Well played from Cadillacs.
Match point.
Got it?
And that's it. That's match point. 12-4 so far, and how do you get back from this? Ruby can't even afford a gun. They're left on a sheriff, and they have so much to work with on the side of GAG0 Bros, and it looks hopeless at this point, but they just need to be able to take advantage of this, especially with 2 players on B, just holding very close angles. That dart is not revealed, but the Jimmy with the spam is good for it. Bypasses all the way through though. They've completely swarmed the B side, but that charge is still dangerous. Bypass denies it though. Paranoia is good. Another Odin into market. It's a 2v4 retake. The rest is available, but
planted.
at this point, I don't think you're able to retake this.
Last player standing.
This is definitely a 5-12. FNF getting around, just holding on for their dear life. Cadillacs now good for the kill into bypass. Another pick would be great, but the crossfire setup, Ruby is good for the kill. That's a tough crossfire to work with here. 1 into stairs and 1 holding close in lane. Yeah, FNF, they get to hold on to this, and looking at the buy of GAG0 Bros, not all of them can buy full guns, so they're going to opt for a save here, or maybe a half buy per member. But that was a very expensive round. There were so many Odins on the side of GAG0 Bros, but that was a really fast push onto B side, and they might do the same again for B. They heard the Omen cross into Wine, so I'm sure they're going to clear this out. Blade Storm is now used by Bypass. Oh, he's in a bit of trouble here. But Bypass right clicks, has no gun on him anyway. That was a complete bait. Tries to right click for another person potentially, but Neon good with a frenzy, 22 HP, now healed up by the Sage. Press is still available, but he's down all the way in Wine. There's still a weaker buy, and no one really holding from tree. Ruby good with a 1-tap onto Cadillacs. Door's now broken as well, 2 players in Heaven. YTFK just holding from beneath Heaven. 5 HP left on Little Bianca though. So much pressure from tree. Adds her in the Jimmy with pistol kills. No Cam going to opt for the lineup, and the Brimstone ult. They should consider this. It's good for the lineup. Is picked off. The Molly and the ult are still there. Do they have time for this? And yes, they do. It is 13-5. GAG0 Bros is your finals champion here.
Defenders.
Strong showing on Ascent on map 3 from a comeback from Fracture. Wow, what a matchup. That's it. We got what we wanted. We saw a comeback. We saw so many good plays. 9 first bloods from Bypass. Unfortunately, they were not able to pick it up. But that was such a dominant show from GAG0 Bros. Now we're going to take a little break. When we come back, we're going to be interviewing someone from the side of GAG0 Bros. So we're gonna see you real soon. And congratulations to GAG0 Bros. They are your champions for this NiQ Community Cup finals.
NT my bro. Aman lah. Icang disuruh minum air yang banyak, gak minum-minum anjing.
Bal dulu.
Hah?
Bal dulu.
Baturu.
Nggak ada tidur ya.
Hati-hati, tapi better lah. Juara 2 kan kita? Ya. Ya, sholat. GAG0 tuh mana? Vietnam ya?
Oh, orang Indo itu. Indo kebanyakan.
Hah?
4 Indo, 1 luar.
Ya GAG0 kan ini, GAG0 kan bahasa kotornya Vietnam.
Filipin.
Ya Filipina ya? Tapi better lah.
Gak ada better. Tai anjing gua.
Nggak ada beda tuh, game kedua bisa menang ya tuh.
Nggak. Tadi gua mau mengajukan diri sebetulnya ke Icang, cuman udah tanggung. Enak tuh lawan judge-nya anjing. Si Neon, cok. Lu pada mati di garden nama judge.
Dia buka ulti anjir. Tiba-tiba langsung. Wih,
Tai anjing. 11 10 10 13. Tiba kebalik anjing goblok. Poinnya. Udah better lah segitu mah. Tinggal nanti nih tanggal berapa lagi nih kita tanding. Iqbal agak down ya guys, istirahat ya. Halo Bi.